Okay, so I talked a little bit about this already. So this is an example of a poster board that would have two parts. And what I want you guys to understand, Mr. Moyers, is that if you end up buying a poster board that does not have a center crease, that's okay. So this one is an example of one that would fold in half. It has a center crease. But if you buy a poster board that doesn't have a center crease, that's okay. So in other words, the layout for a board that doesn't have a middle, a crease, is the same as the layout for a board that does have one. There's no difference. Now, so over on the left side should be the state name, and that should be pretty sizable. It should be one of the biggest things on your display. And then just below that would be the U.S. map and the state flag. Now, I've got two symbols that I use that you need to be aware of. One is a black square, and that represents if there's text or writing. The other one is the blue circle, and that represents a picture or a drawing. And so you can see where it has the U.S. map here, you see a black square and a blue circle, which means I want a picture of the U.S. and it should highlight your state. Now, all of you, I think just about everybody, you have a page in your state report where you've already done that. And if it's not a mess, there's no reason you couldn't use it. You can cut it out if you want along the edges, or just cut it into a square and use it, or just draw a whole new one together, all together if you want. It's up to you. State flag, some of them were really complicated. And I wouldn't expect you to try to draw it, although there's a few of you who are pretty good artists. You could draw it if you wanted to, that's fine. Or you can just print up a picture. But both of them also, the U.S. map and the state flag, I want pictures of both, but they also have a black square, which means I want a little bit of information in there, okay? Below that is the state capital. And I'm not looking for a picture of the state capitol, but I am looking for what? Some information. So there should be some text, some information about your state capitol. And in your state report, again, you have information about your state capitol, and you can just, copy off that. The state flower and the state bird, looking for a picture of each. If you want to write something about it, you can, but it's not mandatory, Mr. Willard. You don't have to. A picture is fine. Over on the right side, and again, this is for a single poster board or one that has a crease in the center, is the geography. Am I looking for a picture with the geography? No, I'm not. Just looking for some information. And you have a page about the geography on your state, in your state report. Major cities. I'm looking for information. I'm not looking for a picture. Okay? In your state report, guess what? You have a page that talks about your major cities. Now you notice I've got just two squares here. So I'm just looking for a couple major cities. You don't have to list 3 or 4. Products. I think on the page for products there was room for 4. I'm just looking for 6. Okay, so I'm just looking for 2, just a couple pictures. Let me look at something here. So in the products, I can't remember if there was an opportunity to write anything or not. I'm not looking for you to put any text in. You can if you want. That's optional. Okay? Or just a couple pictures. Attractions. You can see what I have here under the products. I'd be looking for 3 pictures and a little bit of information about each one. Famous people, I'm looking for no more than 3. If you just have 2, that's fine. And a little bit of information about each one, and a picture. And then finally, interesting facts about your state. Again, a picture of each and a little bit of information about each would be great. Now, if you buy one, and I think do I have one up there in my, yeah, I think the first one I showed you has 2 creases. In other words, it's a trifold. So it has 3 sections. And this is the layout I want you to do for this kind of board. It's different. It's different from the one that has just one, whoops, didn't mean to do that, just one crease or no crease. The layout's different. But the information is identical. Okay, so in the center, if you've got a trifold, if you get one that has 3 sections, I want the state name, and again, that should be probably the biggest thing. I want the state map, and again, there should be some, not only the map, but a little bit of text, some information, because you see that there's a square and a blue circle. U.S. state flag, again, you can just print one up or draw it if you want, it's up to you. Again, you see a large square there and a circle. So I'm looking for not only a picture of the state flag or a drawing of the state flag, I'm looking for some text, some information. There's the state capitol. I want some text about that. Now look up above here. It's the same thing. State capitol. I'm not looking for a picture. I just want text. So again, whichever layout or whichever kind of poster board you get, you are using the same information. The only thing that's different is the layout. And you will be graded on following directions and using this layout. Whether it's the 3-tier, the 2-tier, or just a single, poster board. So geography, major cities, state flower, state bird. Okay, I'm just looking for a couple pictures of each. I mean, if you write a little bit of information, I'm not going to mark you down for that. Products, same thing, couple pictures. Again, if you write a little information, that's okay. Attractions right here, famous people, and finally, we would end it with some interesting facts. Okay, questions about any of this? Okay, so you guys notice that in your state report, you've got a lot more information. Like, is there anything about a state stone? Nope. How about the state insect? Nope. So that's just 2 examples. There's a lot of information on your state report that, I'm not asking for you to give me any information on it. I mean, if you, let's say for example, which state is it? Well, there's more than one state, but does anybody have a state that has fireflies? Okay, so I see it 2 or 3 hands here. I don't know, that's kind of cool. In fact, in some states, it's popular, it's an attraction. So, and that also might fall under your state insect. I don't know, is that their state insect? Okay, cool. So, yeah, you'll have some information about that, and that's okay. Questions, Ms. Adams? Did I answer it, or did you have another one?
It was just, could we look up photos on Google and then send it to Ms. Danner? Would it come out printed with color?
No, she doesn't have a printer that.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to talk to her, and you could do that today. So she's not going to print up anything in color? Okay. All right, so you're going to have to, if you don't have a color printer at home, you're going to have to make some phone calls and find somebody that does. Most people, I think, have a color printer at home by now. And if you don't, then like I said, make some phone calls, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, a friend, and use their color printer. All right? Other questions about this? Okay, so again, this first one, it can be one that's not doesn't fold, or it could be one that has a single crease right down the center. And the bottom one, the bottom example here, is for a poster board that has 2 creases. It folds into 3 sections. Mr. Moyer's question?
When we bring this stuff up, does it have to be colored or?
I think it would look better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would look better if it was colored. Other questions? Okay, so this, I'm going to probably make this due on Wednesday of next week. So you're going to turn in your state reports today. I'll grade them tonight, give them back to you. You'll have them for tomorrow and the weekend. And then Monday and Tuesday to put your poster board together. Since you've done, like I said, 90% of the work, it's really just a matter of rewriting the information on the poster board. Now, let me say one more thing. So look at the geography section, for example. Okay? What you guys can do, and you might want to pay attention here, this might save you some work. You could type up the information and then cut it out and then just glue it on right in the geography section. You don't have to handwrite it. In fact, honestly, with some of you, the way your handwriting is, I would rather you type it up, print it, and then just, paste it in this section. Now, if your handwriting's not so bad, you can handwrite it out if you choose to. It's up to you. But if you know your handwriting is not that nice, do yourself a favor and me and just print it up and then just paste it on. Okay? All right. Questions?